2 years ago, on this very day, actually around this time, an R&B singer who never really got her just due, never sold the amount of records that she believed she should have, and didn't get the airplay that she should have, to be fair. And a person that had run and knew a lot of iconic people in hip-hop and R&B, who should not have been ignored and treated the way she was, but she basically was sort of blackballed, but came out of nowhere to basically tell off the Roots and everybody else in R&B, from Erykah Badu to Jill Scott, from Mary J. Blige to Alicia Keys. And when she ran down talking about P. Diddy and the stuff she said about him, oh God, it was legendary. Well, that person is none other than Jaguar Wright. And I declare August 3rd, 2020, Jaguar Wright Day. Why? Because she's the only woman in the history of social media to break the internet. And being an unknown artist, she broke the internet while she was still alive. With the exception of Michael Jackson, nobody has done that. This woman, if she achieved anything being famous, she did that. And boy, she shook up the internet, and I would say shook up the world. And we're going to talk about it because it was an iconic moment. Period. Hey everyone, it's your girl, Miss Allen Nicole, and I'm coming to you straight out of NYC on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. So yeah, I want to talk about Jaguar Wright because I was supposed to do this commentary last year, but I really wasn't feeling up to it. But this year, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty much back to myself for the most part. And so I remember that Monday, if you were basically quarantining or just not going outside because the city, the world was shut down, you had to come across Jaguar Wright. Now, Jaguar Wright's real name is Jacqueline Suzette Wright, and now she goes by her married name, Mrs. Johnson, as well. And she's born and raised. She was born and raised in Philadelphia, but at one time she did live in Jersey, and she grew up in a middle class home. And Jaguar is a very good singer, but she never got her just due because of the neo-soul movement. By that time, people were basically, not really inspired anymore, and people wanted to get that mainstream money. So people like Jaguar Wright got left out to basically fend for themselves. And by 2007, 8, you really didn't hear from her. But I remember the song Free. That was my song back in 2004, 2003. I can't sing it because I don't want to copyright strike. But I had completely forgot about her. And then all of a sudden, I'm watching her on this channel. I forgot the name of the channel because I don't deal with that channel anymore because they said some things against FBA, and I don't rock with that. So I never listened to them since. But 2 years ago, they was playing a clip of this woman who was going at the Roots because how they treated Malik B was deplorable. And she said, y'all got all this money, but because y'all aligning yourselves with Jimmy Fallon, y'all think y'all better. Y'all forgot, where y'all come from. And if it wasn't for Malik B basically being a part of the group in its inception, y'all wouldn't be where y'all are today. So I'm like, well, who's this woman? I'm thinking it's a woman who's like knew them, worked with them behind the scenes, or was a family member of Malik B's family, or baby mother, or just a person that was just mad but knew stuff. When they said, for those of you who don't know who this is singer Jaguar Wright. I said, no. Where's she been all these years? Because really the last time I basically saw her in the press, that I basically was watching videos and reading about her, was literally back in 2005. That's when I really paid attention to her. A little bit in 2006. But after 2007 and by 2008, she was like an afterthought. So I'm like, she looks different. Oh my God. Okay. So she, whatever. But I completely forgot about her. So most of us thought that this was going to be like a one-time video. But then we saw video number 2 and we was like, oh no, she about to break the internet. She going to be an internet legend before this year's out. Baby, she went from video 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to talking about the whole Roots crew in that segment, to talking about Common, to talking about Talib Kweli, to speaking about a girl named, what was her name? I can't think of the name. She was trying to find the girl. Oh, she was trying to find a girl named Flo Brown. She wanted to find her because something bad happened to her. Then she was talking to a girl who was part of her Women's Crush Wednesday group down in Dallas. Then she went at Erykah Badu, more so Jill Scott, because Jill and her were friends. Erykah wasn't a friend of hers, but she really went on Jill. Then she was talking about a couple of other people. I can't forget. Then Mary J. Blige. Then she went at Puffy. And what she said about Puffy, I can never unthink it. And Christopher Williams, I can't unthink it. And I ain't going to even talk about it. But let's just say, and Clive Davis, and Alicia Keys, and Tevin Campbell, and Summer Walker, and who else? I can't think of their names. And Aaliyah, R. Kelly, and Whitney Houston, and Ray J, and Will Smith and Jada, and Charlie Mack. I sound like I'm advertising people who are going to be guests on an award show, but this is, if you run down the names of the people that she talked about from August the 3rd of 2020 up until January of 2021, you really are getting like an infomercial, award show. You're getting, like an entertainment gala, because this woman really went after everybody except for Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish, she did apologize because she was like, Tiffany never did anything. But can we talk about the legendary beef between her and Tasha K? Because I'm going to be honest with you, as quiet as it kept, I think she, in a subtle way, helped to, in the end, destroy Tasha K's credibility, like put the cap on it. When it came to the whole thing with Cardi B, I think that at the end, because of what she did with the documentary, I don't know if y'all ever saw the Tasha K documentary on Jaguar Wright, but that was, it did get a lot of views. But when she went to that woman, the spiritual Rita, that was like the end to where she was just like, I'm a hot. And then she was beefing with other YouTubers, i.e. Toxic Diamond, i.e. Now, Storm Monroe, I don't like because of what he did. He used her for views, and when he got what he wanted, he turns on her. So, can't stand Storm Monroe. Another thing, too, I don't like, it was another blogger I didn't like. AT2. Him, I don't like him either. But a lot of people basically really ate off of Tasha K. Ate off of Jaguar Wright. Now, I didn't eat from Jaguar, but I will say I did get a lot of views. I got 600 from one. I got 7.4 from another. I got 900 from another, and then the most recent one is 2.3 or 2.4. But she is a gift that gives if you speak about her on the internet, because she broke the internet. And I have to say she should be proud of herself for that, because what she did, she risked her life to tell her truth. She did. At the end of the day, whether you disagree with her, like I disagree with what she said about Mary, but what she did was groundbreaking. She risked her life to basically tell a lot of things about what goes on in the entertainment industry. And she was there for a lot of it. Now, some of the things she did say, I question. I do question, her motive, because let's say she would have had a successful career. Let's say she would have had 3 gold records to her name. Would she have done that? If she would have went platinum, would she have done that? I do believe that there was some wobbling in some of the things she was saying. She wasn't an Orlando Brown. She wasn't a Pharaoh Speaks. But I do believe because she was a woman, people didn't find her to be entertaining. So what they did was they basically blackballed her. Whereas Orlando is like, oh, you're entertaining. We're going to laugh at you. Ha, 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 ha. But with her, it's like, you're dangerous. So we're going to blackball you. So I'm not going to say where Jaguar Wright is, because I do want to give her privacy. But there was a YouTuber, Toxic Diamond, that saw her. And she said that she was pushing a shopping cart. And she said she looked homeless. And she said that when Jaguar saw her, Jaguar basically wasn't mean, wasn't disrespectful. She just basically kept it pushing. Now, those two had a very bad beef. It was bad. And Toxic said, I don't dislike her. Like, it was just the internet. But it was real. But I'm not going to try to destroy her. But the whole thing with them had to do with a YouTuber called Nosy Ho. And Nosy Ho wanted to get at Toxic Diamond. She wanted to get at a lot of people. So it was like, and then there was another one, Tales from the Cult. So all 3 of them didn't like each other, and they was all beefing. And they had one thing in common, which was Jaguar Wright, because Tales of the Cult wanted to interview Jaguar, but then Jaguar was like, nah, I'm going with a Nosy. So then they started beefing, and then Nosy and Toxic was beefing before. So, I mean, it was a mess at the end of the day, what this woman did. But it was entertaining, and it happened during quarantine season. And I gotta admit, her presence did take my mind off of a lot of stuff that I was going through. And it kind of helped, because I'm not gonna lie, she was entertaining. But in the end, was it worth it? And that's the question we gotta ask. Was it worth it? And my answer is, I would say, for the most part, yeah. To get the truth out, I would say yeah. But I think she used Malik B's passing to do it. I think she wanted to always do it, but she needed a reason, and a legitimate reason. And it was Malik B. Because how he ended up, it was just sad. And it didn't have to end like that for him. But his bandmates, they didn't even care. And she saw how these same people shitted on her. So it's like, y'all did that to your own friend. So of course you can do it to me. So I'm gonna do it to you. So I would say kudos to Jaguar. This is the 2nd anniversary of Jaguar Wright breaking the internet. And I declare this day, August the 3rd, 2022, Jaguar Wright Day on the internet. And with that being said, it's your girl, Miss Ann Local. I'm signing off. Make sure you subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Also, hit the notification bell to receive future notices on commentaries, reviews, and lives. Like, comment, share, and I'll be back later. Take care.